The magnitude of killings in Rwanda, the magnitudes of people we saw, the numbers were enormous.
If you're thrown into such a dramatic development, you think a lot about your job.
Sometimes what we fail to see is to tell that human story, the story of these people who have been displaced. It could be you and me. Put myself in there.
I did not want to organize a conference where people were telling old battlefield stories. It is about sharing experiences, how one dealt with things that one saw. It's about how can we improve the way Africa is being reported in Europe and America, but also in African media.
After the Rwanda genocide, I decided to leave journalism because I felt I didn't do a good job in Rwanda.
The local media was the biggest instrument used to encourage extremist Hutus to kill over 1 million Tutsis and Tutsi sympathizers.
At the end of the day, we allied with the rebels who offered us protection to expose their enemies as tyrants. To me, that is the truth.
And I think that's one of the great weaknesses of a lot of the reporting and the writing about Rwanda. It's this intolerance of any nuance. It's like there were goodies, there were baddies, and there's nothing in between. No narrative is ever like that in reality.
Which story are we telling about Africa? Are we building bridges? And my question is very simple. From this past, recent past, how could we transform challenges into opportunities for the African continent?
We're underreporting the wonderful stories, the culture, the economic opportunities, and really the optimism of being African, of being in Africa.
The first pictures of any major story now will come from a citizen with a mobile phone. Our job now is to provide background, context, analysis, investigative stories to try and explain a conflict.
No matter what the challenge is that we're facing, we have to always revert to what we do best as journalists, and that is telling stories well. That is what we have to continue investing in.
I'm very happy that people like Catherine Gichero, Michaela Ron from the United Kingdom and others were there, because it shows there is not only a European narrative and an African narrative, but there's a narrative of common sense when it comes to anything, but also when it comes to Africa.
We don't need to run away from the history we've had. The history we've had as a continent is extremely beautiful. Be it apartheid, be it the genocide in Rwanda, be it the conflicts we've had in all the regions. We need to relate that to the present, and then we see how it shapes the future.